Hello and welcome to Wine Time Crime Time. I'm your disaster host and content warning, alcohol, I am drunk, cursing, and that's about it. This week's crime, contrary to what it's called, is actually pretty tame. It's just wild and hilarious. So, yeah. Not getting into what I'm drinking today because, excuse me, I am drinking the same thing as last week. It's a big fucking bottle, and I'm not that much of a drunk. I'm super lightweight. And, I'm also gonna go ahead and apologize. The cats are fucking losing their minds today. I don't know what's going on. They're just fucking bananas. Today, hold on, that was a lot of talking. I need a drink. Oh yeah, I got a new cup. It's a little skull hand from the dollar store because I'm classy like that. Excuse me. So today's crime is the Texas cheerleader murder. It goes by a lot of names. I know here in Houston it's more commonly known as the Channelview Cheerleader Murder because it was in Channelview, which is just outside of Houston. It sits right up to Houston, between Houston and Beaumont. It's really industrial. It's on the side, of course, where the chip channel is. So much like Pasadena and Deer Park. There's a lot of, and LaPorte, there's a lot of refineries and whatnot. So let's get started. I am going to get started with a quote from one of the attorneys, one of the prosecuting attorneys that worked this case, Mike Ramsey. He is from Channelview, and he said, God created Channelview so the people of Pasadena would have some place to look down on. If that gives you any clue, I know if you're not from the area, you have no idea what that means. If you are, you're probably laughing your ass off right now, much like my housemate.
I used to teach in Channelview ISD.
Yeah, it's not a great place to live. They've got, it's predominantly white, but the houses still have burglar bars on them, which in this area is odd. Burglar bars are usually reserved for Hispanic or black neighborhoods, but this very, very white town, it is commonplace for there to be burglar bars. A lot of times, I think even to this day, I know when I was going in high school there, that was about almost 20 years ago, not quite, there was two kinds of people that they would say would come out of Channelview as far as high schoolers: dopers and ropers. It's a very kind of dismal little town. Well, it's not little, but it's pretty dismal. Not a lot comes out of there. So that's what makes this case even crazier, because the people from the town tend to just be okay with being subpar and not try to advance in any way, just kind of be like whatever. Most of the people are in the same income level, all work at refineries, so no one really makes more money than anyone else. but it is known, at least in the 80s and 90s, that the adults of the area were pretty pretentious. Not sure about these days. I don't really know anybody that lives there. I, for one, don't traverse there. I have no need to. It's not that I'm like, hey, Channelview. I just don't have a need to go there or through it. The criminal of this case is Wanda Webb Holloway. She's the mother of, I think she was 14 at the time, Shauna. Wanda was 37, so my age. She's 66 now. And this case just got super sensationalized. Holloway ended up on so many talk shows. Geraldo, Current Affair, fucking British tabloids. I mean, this case was super sensationalized, and no one even died. So, yeah, I know, it's sad, but it's fucking nuts. So we'll start with...
Oh, I thought she did succeed in getting all killed.
No one died. No one died in this case. It was a plot, but nobody died. There wasn't even an actual attempt, per se. So, Shauna was Holloway's daughter, and Shauna's quote-unquote rival, as described by Holloway, or Wanda, was Amber, God, what the fuck was her name? Amber Heath. And Amber and Shauna tended not to go for the same titles of stuff. So in the 7th grade, when Amber ran for president of the grade, Shauna ran for vice president. And that's kind of how it went. Both girls were honor roll students. Both girls were considered very pretty and talented, really smart and likable. They were pretty evenly matched. Now, their mothers were also pretty evenly matched. So Amber's mother was Verna Heath. And Wanda and Verna were kind of overbearing mothers. Like, they wanted their daughters to be the best and go 150%. I mean, if you ever went to public school, you know what I'm talking about. That mom that seems to be like in everybody's fucking business, and kind of, a lot of times they have the kid that you're like, oh, well, she just got that because her mother's fucking annoying, or her mother gives a bunch of money to the school. There's always one of those. Well, in this case, there was two. So the case with Wanda, though, was she hated her station from a very young age. Her first husband, Tony, who was Shauna's father, described Wanda in high school as someone who wanted to be liked, wanted people to like her and want to be around her, except she wasn't very likable. And just nobody knew really, and then later in life, so she married Heath very young. She had previously to that wanted to get a business degree. So when she married Tony, they married, I think she was 18 when they got married. She pretty much gave up on life. She was very unhappy. She kind of overspent. She always wanted to dress really, really nice, which was in Channelview standard ostentatious. People didn't really like that. She was just unhappy with Tony after a while because he didn't make enough money. for her liking. So she ended up marrying, and they got divorced. She ended up marrying an older gentleman who had money. He wasn't from the area. That relationship didn't last long. Then she tried to reconcile with Tony, which didn't work. And then she ended up marrying C.D. Holloway, which is where she gets Holloway. And he, I believe, owned some kind of petroleum company in Channelview. He's from Channelview. He was 20 years her senior. And that seemed to be where she was content. Bought her a town car, which I know is like super lame, but whatever. She thought it was cool. Land yachts. And I mean, this was in the 90s, so whatever. And, wore brand name clothes, very impeccably dressed. Verna also was impeccably dressed, which again, people did not like. In the area, everyone, and I think a lot of it is that everyone had the same station in life, so trying to flaunt above that kind of rubbed people the wrong way. This is also a town where the Klan was there into the 70s and was still, and to this day, as far as I know, is still pretty fucking white. At least Pasadena is kind of like got some diversity in it after the 80s, but no, Channelview is still pretty fucking white.
When I was teaching there, we had a lot of Latino students too.
Okay, well, so there's a lot more Latino people there. And that was what, in the late 90s, early 2000s?
Early aughts. I've taught there the 2002, 2003 school year.
Okay, so early 2000s, it was a little bit more diverse. Again, I don't know much about it these days. And as always, fact check my ass, everything I say. Because I'm drunk. And I do this from memory, so, I fuck up a lot. Okay, so now we've got Verna and Wanda set up. You would think these people would be friends, but they're not. The girls often said that they could be friends, but they were not. Because of their moms. That's so fucking sad. So, then comes Wanda and her freaky weird self. So Wanda pretty much wanted to be Shauna's best friend, down to getting them matching outfits, including a cheerleading outfit, because that's not weird at all. Not even a little bit. I'm being sarcastic. So yeah, I'm drinking a lot through this one because it's just so fucking weird. Okay, so I believe the girls were like 13 at the time, and Wanda, more than anything, wanted Shauna to be a cheerleader. Like, in her head, it was, hey, get down from there, you stupid cat. Hey, bájate de ahí. By the way, if you have cats and you want them to fucking listen to you, scream at them in Spanish. Works every time.
Cats speak Spanish.
I know, they hear me yell at them in Spanish and they're like, oh fuck, I gotta stop what I'm doing. Or whatevs. So, Wanda wanted Shauna to be a cheerleader. And both girls were trying out for a spot on the cheerleading squad. There was 3 spots open. Well, it came down to a very close, call. A lot of people that day said had Amber not tried out, Shauna would have had that spot in the bank. But, I mean, Amber had some things going for her. Her grandmother was like an award-winning twirler and taught twirling and tap classes. Her mother was a twirler in high school, and like it was a 4-H twirler or some shit like that. So like I mean, the girl had additional talent due to education that Shauna did not have. Shauna just had a wackety mom, who tried to possess her life and live vicariously through it. Bitch was crazy, or is crazy. She ain't dead yet. Like I said, nobody died. No one in this story has died. So Wanda was devastated. Yeah, not Shauna. Wanda was devastated when Shauna did not get on the fucking cheerleading squad. I mean, I just can't. I just can't. Like, oh my god, cheerleaders. I was fucking mascot when my friend couldn't be the mascot, and I was totally fine with that, because, like, I was that kid that didn't really give a fuck. Okay, I just wanted to, like, hang out with my friends. I didn't really give a shit about anything else. Popularity was not my goal in school. I was happy just talking shit and throwing things. So, yeah, Wanda was devastated. So, Wanda seethed and got really, really pissy about the whole situation. How dare her daughter be robbed of being a cheerleader? They're in junior high. Like, they're not even in high school yet. They're not even high school cheerleaders. This is fucking junior high cheerleaders. Like, who fucking remembers junior high cheerleaders? Like, I think a friend of mine was a junior high cheerleader. I don't really fucking remember, because no one gives a fuck. It's junior high. Like, so fucking stupid. So Wanda's plan became to kill Verna, because if Verna got murdered, Amber would be so devastated she would drop out of the cheerleading squad, and so who would get the position but Shauna? I like have no words. Like, I wish I had background music right now, because I'm just like, I don't. Thank God Lumpy Princess is over my shoulder, because I need more drink. It's not I mean, at least if it was high school, like, I would understand, because there's, like, major competitions you can get scholarships from and shit. Like, major big bank, but, like, it's junior high. It's junior high. Like, the only thing I remember from junior high is that was my periods were out of control, and I, like, bled through my pants all the fucking time. That, and I would put M&Ms in my Pepsi. Like, that is all I remember from junior high, I think. I don't know. Shit gets muddled. It's fucking junior high. Like, nobody gives a fuck. You could fucking... Oh, Okay, anyway. So, Wanda thinks killing Verna is a good idea. But is she going to get her hands dirty? Oh, no. She doesn't want to get caught. Obviously, she did. I'm telling this story, aren't I? Okay, so... Wanda goes to Tony's brother, Terry. So, her first husband's brother. To have him find a hitman for her. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, why would she go to her ex-brother-in-law so that he would find her a hitman? Well, Tony's had some brushes with the law. He was kind of a shady character in Channelview. The cops knew him well. Mostly petty shit.
But
Excuse me.
No, hitman.
So she figured, hey, he would know some shady motherfuckers. Find me a hitman. And Terry was like, sure, I'll do that for you. So, God, I need a lot of fucking drink for this one. I should have just opened this bottle this week. Oh my God. I can't even right now. This is just, man, and I've talked about I'm gonna talk about some way more fucked up shit than this. This one is just the level of idiocy in this. Okay. So Terry says, sure, I'll find you a hitman, and leaves and goes straight to the police. Does not pass go, just goes straight to law enforcement. Is like, hey, my ex-sister-in-law just asked me to find her a hitman. I thought y'all should know. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, she would have just done better fucking inviting them over and putting the arsenic in some fucking cupcakes like a normal woman.
Like any normal murderer?
Well, arsenic murder is like specifically a woman murder thing.
Oh, that's true.
So, you know, be a normal woman and just feed people arsenic. I mean, okay. So the cops then put a wire on Terry. And Terry meets up with crazy bitch, Wanda, in Pasadena, because classy. And records the whole conversation of what she wants done, what, you know, everything. Like, on tape. There's no, come on. So, yeah. So, of course, she gets arrested. They have more than enough evidence because bitch is like, they got her on tape saying she wants to kill Verna. And explicitly how she wants Verna killed. So, yeah, like I said, no one dies in this one. It's just ridiculous. So, that same year, 1991, remember this all happened in 1991, Wanda goes to trial. And she is sentenced for 15 years in prison for conspiracy to manslaughter or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly what it's called. However, like I said, this whole thing is fucking wild. So, however, it's declared a mistrial because one of the jurors was on probation for a felony, drug possession. And you can't be on a jury if you're on probation for a felony. Excuse me.
I don't know, seems like a jury of your peers.
I know, it totally seems like a jury of her peers, right? Felon convicting a felon, it makes sense to me. But anyway, so, mistrial. So then in 1996, with a new lawyer, Wanda goes back on trial and pleads no contest. I don't know why she didn't do that in the first place, because they have her on tape. Dumb bitch. Thank God my kid never wanted to be a cheerleader. I just have a gauntlet. So much better. So she pleads no contest, gets 10 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, and then on top of that, in 1994, she settles a civil suit with the Heaths for damages of $150,000. I think only like $70,000 of that goes to the family. The rest of it's for like legal fees and descendants or some shit like that. It's kind of weird, but so then but it gets better. So in March of 1997, she's released after only serving 6 months of her sentence. Yeah, 6 months. She only served 6 months for this whole fiasco. I mean, she should have, like, served all 10 years just for being a douche canoe. But no, she gets out after 6 months.
You are sentenced to 10 years for being a douche.
That should totally be a sentence. I mean, I think all of humanity would be better off. I know all of America would be better off if people would just get sentenced for 10 years for being a douche canoe. Rehabilitation. Like, you have to watch videos of how not to be a douche canoe. Like, born again normal person? Is that a thing? We should totally make that a thing. Anyway, so she has 9.5 years probation and 1,000 hours of community service. I can't even fathom how long that would take. Like, my brain cannot math that right now. I'm too drunk. But yeah, 1,000 hours of community service. That's all she got. 6 months in prison, 9.5 years probation, and 1,000 hours community service. Now, I would laugh and say, well, she's a suburbanite mom. Like, the probation's, like, not that bad. But we all know suburbanite moms love the cocaine and the meth. So it had to have been really hard on her. I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. That was uncalled for. That was my outside voice. Oh, my bad. But yes, so it's just sad. She didn't even get to commit murder. She only got to half-ass plan it before she fucked it up. She fucked it up, like, majorly so. This is fucking ridiculous. And then, so now we have all these movies and TV shows and plot lines about cheerleader murder when there wasn't actually a cheerleader murder. The whole case is called the Texas cheerleader murder, and nobody died. Bitch is 66 years old, still alive. All these bitches and the husbands, well, not the old ass husband. I think he's dead by now. But like everybody else.
And everyone who's dead is dead of natural causes.
Yeah, everyone who died of natural causes, like way, way after all of this bullshit. Unrelated to the bullshit. I am just disappointed in you, Wanda. So disappointed. Like, you have a badge of shame. Now, to her credit, she did make a shit ton of money on all of this. Because
what's more American than that?
What's more American than being a dumbass and making a shit ton of money off of being a dumbass? It's just sad. Like, is it really that hard to orchestrate a murder? Like, I'm on episode 8, and this is the first crime episode after 8 that does not end with someone dying, or does not have anyone dying at all. Not even a little bit. Not even kind of dead. Not even tried to choke you out and had to revive you kind of shit. Like, no one got injured even.
That was specific.
It's sad. I'm gonna pray for you tonight because I'm so disappointed.
In your failure to commit murder.
I mean, at least attempt it. Like, fuck.
Don't farm it out to your ex-brother-in-law.
Right? That's like the worst idea ever. Especially since the divorce was not amicable, by the way. It was a huge custody battle. It was not pretty. And yet, you know what would be a good idea?
Ask him.
Let me ask my ex-brother-in-law to find me a murder for hire. I'm just flabbergasted. And this is why, my darklings, when I sign off, I tell you, if you're gonna commit murder, at least try not to get caught. Because this bitch didn't even try. And this is what happens when you don't even try. People laugh at your dumb ass. You don't have a good evening.